everybody, this is Grace. In this video I'm going to just talk about yesterday when I made a video about that they would change the law, I think about wearing masks in Texas. Okay, now I had heard that from Adam. That's all I knew at the time. That's all I'd heard about. Now I didn't even know where he got it. I knew it was on the news somewhere. But I had stopped watching news after all that crazy stuff. It was just too much. For years now, I've been one who watched it pretty much every day. And sometimes several hours a day. It'd be on the background noise or just whatever. But I would hear and know what was going on. And it's been like that for I don't know how long. But it got too much. Now, I'm not the one to put my head in the sand and all that. So, I'm not going to put my head in the sand, but that was something that I hadn't heard about, Abbott changing it to where we don't have to wear a mask or face coverings. And I think it's going to happen on the March 10th or something. I don't really know. I haven't really I watched some of it, okay. But after I made that video. So, after that, I heard that it was also he told me, it was also businesses would be open 100%. Everything open 100%. Wow. Okay. Yeah. March 2021. And here we are, then I started listening to, what they were saying. And that Texas is number 3, in the nation, and for this and that, bad. Everything was that they were reporting was how bad it is and that it should not be that we're opening. And there were those conspiracy, people saying that this is not conspiracy, but suspicions about why, because, we went through this, it was bad. It was really bad here in Texas, that historical winter storms back to back. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. When we didn't have it quite as bad as other people did. And we're in our own home, us, But, oh, man. We had a pipe burst, and we were lucky that we had a neighbor that owns a remodeling business and has, license, can do all that kind of stuff, and did it the next day. We were lucky. Our electricity only had, the first real bad night, we had rolling blackouts or whatever they called it, and that was it. Some people, they still don't have electricity, running water, whatever they don't have. So some have a suspicion that the reason why this is happening now is because of that, that it was so poorly managed in the past that they did, all that with, the electric grid and all that wasn't up to, up to the task, that if something like this happened, that people wouldn't be losing their lives, freezing to death, all this stuff. So some have suspicions, like different news networks about, the timing of this, of opening, back up Texas and taking this, masks, don't have to wear them and all that. And I question it too. I mean, the timing is something else. Now, that's all alleged. It doesn't make it fact. But this kind of thing affects us. All of us. And not just to the Texans. Because we all know how this pandemic has been going and how it spreads and how it goes to other. And now they have all those variants. Have had them for a while now. Different ones, and how, not enough of the vaccines are, out, and people have them, like they say, in their arms, and, all that. Yeah, I mean, come on. It's only at 7% right now. People, 7 point something that have been vaccinated. That's what I saw yesterday on the news, 7 point something%. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this kind of thing affects us all. And you can even go worldwide with this. Because, there are a lot of debates on the TV. I've watched some since then, like I said, and lots of debates on, is it too soon? Is it, is it right? Is it wrong? I'm choosing toward this the wrong. I mean, this is not the time. We don't want to go into yet another, have another spike, whatever they call it, in numbers and deaths and all that, just so somebody can what? I mean, if you're going to take that, what would be the reason, really, seriously, why this is not a good time? And Texas is way up there in numbers. This is not a good time. Why? Okay, there's a big, huge question. Why? Yeah, it's too much you can be suspicious about. And some people say that they don't like, YouTube doesn't like us talking about this. Well, the pandemic is they did decide. I've watched the video about it, that this is a big part of our life. Well, it also involves politics, so that's a big part of our life. Some say you can't talk about politics. Well, that's a big part of our life with this pandemic and everything. So, but no, I mean, the more I think about it, the more upset I get. You can't, I think about things like this, and then somebody even mentioned this on TV, but I think about these things. That people who are forced to go back to work, that was like one of my first thoughts, one of them. People who are forced to go back to work, forced because of this now, and work with people who are not wearing masks. Whoa. I mean, they're being forced. They're having to deal with, coworkers who, are all up in their faces too. They're not social distancing. That's that's putting people's lives at risk. Really. Now, I think this is a time, people who want to say it's against their rights, that they're mandated. Well, now is the time you can take back and say, it's my choice, and no boss is going to tell me I can't wear a mask or face covering. No boss can tell me I can't say I don't want you right up in my face because of health concerns. Take back that power. If you think that it was taken from you, take back. Make it your own. Own it. This is my right to save my life, and those are the people and my loved ones. You see, you can turn it around. But I never thought about it as being against our rights. I wasn't one of those. I'm all for rights and everything, but there is the right to life. So, really, that's a pro-life thing. You see that thing fall. I know you don't want to look at the sky, but this is about life. And the whole thing that, to go back, all this with the grid, the electric grid and all that, and failing, during the bad storm, that was life. That was about life. People lost their lives because of it. Really. And now, how many people are going to lose their lives because of this? We need to start thinking. Now, I'm an independent. I am an independent. That is not a party. I'm an independent thinker. I'm not on left. I'm not on right. I'm not, I don't think, I'm not one of those. So this is how I see things. Piece, bit by bit. I do thought by thought, or issue by issue, problem by problem. I don't clump them all together and say I have to think one certain way and that's it. No. I think for myself, and this is how I see this. My mask on. It's my choice. I think that, like I said, I think it's going into effect on the 10th, but like I said, I wasn't one to think that it was taking away from us, our rights and stuff like that. I just wasn't. It's not how I saw things. I saw it as safety precautions, and I also saw it, like I said in that last video, that humans were being stupid. How do you think we get colds and flu? And they proved now that wearing masks made the numbers of, the flu season was like practically non-existent. And it's proof. That's fact. That's not somebody's conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theorists saying, "Oh, but no, they lied." No, stop it. Really, seriously. That's my opinion. I mean, if we're going to survive as humans, we have to respect people of authority on whatever they do. Okay, and I'm not talking just about scientists or professionals. If you are a carpenter or an electrician, to have respect and not say, they don't know what they're doing, I know better. No, you don't. That's rather narcissistic behavior. Anyway, if you don't know hill of beans about something, you're going to say, well, they don't know. Now, if they screw up, that's a different thing. If your lights don't turn on or you get shocked or whatever, that's a different story. Then you're not going to be being a conspiracy theorist or a narcissistic to say that you know better than the professionals. Electricians, last I knew, I was an electrician back in the 80s. I did electrical work. I did apartments, residential, electrical. And yes, I was called that damn female electrician. That's what they call it. One place actually said they basically fired me because they said that they couldn't have women on the job site. Well, I was always neat, up to code, fast, got a lot done. And so I would think it was like a week, and they decided they needed me back. Yeah. And I was known as that damn female electrician. Whatever. But, these are professionals. Okay? If you want to call them professionals or not, whatever you want to call them. Why do you think you know better than everybody else? Some would say that's a narcissistic behavior. You want to be told and to be given respect for something you did not do. And I think this is something, we need to return to, is to respect, unless they do something wrong. Respect first. If they prove they shouldn't be respected, there you go. But not this whole thing of respect is earned. That to me is narcissism too. A narcissistic type of mentality. You have to earn something from me. Decent people, yeah. I think respect first, or unless they give you really good reason not to. And then if they give you really good reason not to, don't. Whatever you're going to do from there. I mean, make it legal. Just today, I don't respect that person. I'm moving on to somebody else. And we do have to see that there are people who are being paid or they want some notoriety, and they're not really scientists. And they come up with conspiracies, and they come up with, I know better than all the other ones. I know better than the ones who have proven 30, 40 years, and they have the highest ranking, and but I know better than them. Yeah, they come up with some crazy stuff. The aliens or whatever. My mother was a conspiracy theorist, by the way. Yeah. So I was born and raised with it, hearing it. So, yeah, I got along with her fine. But when it comes down to when people want to, say things that are harmful and hurt other people, draw the line. So people saying they know better than, all these experts on this topic, and yeah, this is not following the science. The science is saying not a time to open up again. Now, we're going to have to go through this again, really, and it be proven again. People shouldn't go home to see their family for holidays. And then what happened? People did, and it skyrocketed. How many times does it have to be proven before people wake up? Really, how many times does something have to be proven before people stop saying it's a conspiracy? It's a conspiracy. No, it's not. It's proof. It's fact. Okay, it is fact. It's not a good time. That's my view. We all have the right to our opinions, right? Even if it's against yours. As long as it's not putting out something that's going to hurt and harm people.